Alright guys, welcome back to another Raid Shadow Legends video, the Zali Plays. Today we're going to be doing something that I haven't done in a long time. We're going to be doing a top 10 list. I've been off this game for about 6 months, and I've been back. It's been like 2 weeks now since I've been back. So there's a lot of new champions that I do not have. So for this video, we're doing my top 10 most wanted epic champions, non-void. So yeah, this is a list is based on my personal preference and what I have on my account and what I do not have. So yeah, let's get started, guys. I also want to clarify that this list is in no particular order. So the first champion I want to talk about is Tauragi the Frog. I'm pretty sure a lot of people do not have these champions that are from the Shadowkin faction. So there might be a lot of Shadowkin faction champions on my list. And maybe it's because I'm currently playing Ghost of Tsushima right now. like Samurai lore right now. Yeah, but Tauragi the Frog, he's an amazing champion. He reminds me of an occult brawler that is actually more useful. So this is what he reminds me of. Not only does he have that look of a occult brawler, but his abilities kind of remind me of a occult brawler, but like a 2.0 version. So his A1, he has a 30% chance of placing a decreased attack debuff for 2 turns. So that is amazing for clan boss, a decreased attack on an A1. And if you actually use books on, it's going to be 40%. So pretty respectable A1. A2 attacks all enemies and he can provoke them. The chance increases by 5 for each debuff on the enemy team. So usually what people do in dungeons, they use an AoE decreased defense, decreased attack or whatever, and then that's already a whole bunch of debuffs on the enemy. And then when this guy goes after that, he's going to provoke everyone. So it's a crazy combo. Bog Blessing, he plays a shield buff equal to 15% of his max HP. He's an HP based champion, so he doesn't have high HP. He also places a 50% ally protection buff on all allies, except for himself, obviously. Also heals the champion by 25% of the max HP and places a reflect damage buff on them for 3 turns. And the heal increases by 2.5% for each poison debuff on the enemy team. So you guys can see how beast that is for clan boss, because the clan boss is supposed to be filled with poisons, man. All right, so his passive ability, when he's Toxic Blood, when attacked, he has a 50% chance of placing a poison debuff on the attacker for 2 turns and occurs once per hit. So again, clan boss is what I'm mostly looking at. Can also be used for dragon. Dragon poisons are good there. Increase ally resistance in all battles by 40, which is universal, which I really love. And yeah, overall, he's a great champion. All right, number 2 on my list is Geomancer from the Dwarf faction. Again, this is randomized, no in particular order, but this champion is crazy. It seems like not a lot of people have him, only 169 reviews. I know that not everybody does reviews. If you look at his kit, this guy's crazy. So his A1 attacks all enemies, so it's AoE decreased accuracy. It's a 40% chance, but that's good on an A1, so he does have AoE on his A1. Amazing right there. The new AI tweaks, if you want him just to keep using his A1, you can do that. So that's crazy by itself. Creeping Petrify removes all buffs from a target enemy, then attacks them. That's crazy as well. And he steals all buffs instead of the target's under HP burn debuff placed by this champion. So you got to make sure that you use his HP burn ability, which is Quicksand Grasp, which fully depletes the target's turn meter, and it fills his turn meter by the amount the target loses. So that can be 100% turn meter right there. And then you have a chance, 75% chance of placing HP burn weaken. So how it synergizes is that he places HP burn on this ability. He goes first, he uses this ability, places HP burn, depletes target's turn meter, fills his, and then he uses Creeping Petrify. So it's a crazy combo. But that's not going to work if they have block debuffs up. Stone Guard, decrease the damage all allies receive by 15% and deflects that damage onto each enemy under HP burn. So I can see this guy doing work in Spotter's Den as well. Whenever this champion is attacked, he deflects 30% of the damage instead. So overall, this guy can be used anywhere, and universal aura skill increase ally HP in all battles by 25%. So he's an amazing champion. I can see many uses for him. As you can see by his reviews, he's got almost a 5 rating on everything. Where you have the guy that looks like the Demigorgons from Stranger Things. Well, his face. Or is he just a samurai has his face slit open? I don't know. So we got Hotatsu. So again, not a lot of people have him. He's defense-based champion. Pretty good reviews except for Fire Knight. So his A1, he attacks one enemy. He has a 40% chance of placing a leech debuff for 2 turns. So that's good for heals. Rushing Death, he's an AoE that places decreased attack. We all love the AoE decreased attacks, but personally I like decreased defense better. So we can nuke, but it's okay. Someone else can do that. Oni Icon places an increased defense buff on all allies for 2 turns and a continuous heal buff on all allies for 1 turn. And his passive ability removes 1 random debuff. This is what I really like about him. It's passive. Removes 1 random debuff from the champion at the start of each turn. Will remove stun, sleep, freeze, fear, true fear, and provoke debuffs before other debuffs. And that's a 3-turn cooldown. Imagine if it wasn't on a cooldown. That'd be crazy. And an aura skill increase ally defense in all battles by 25%. So this guy's going to be durable. He's going to be placing debuffs as well as supporting his allies, and crazy champion overall. All right, next up we have Rhian the Conjurer. So to me, when I first saw this champion, I thought this was a mistake because this should be a champion, like the skin should be a legendary champion, but it's an epic champion. Yeah, so she's a support champion, or is that he or she? Honestly, I don't even know. I don't even know, man.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
I always have this issue with Raid Shadow Legends. Like, is Steel Skull a male or female? If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, go check out Steel Skull. All right, so Rhian the Conjurer attacks one enemy as a... Is it Rhian? Is this Rhian?
My name, yeah.
Attacks one enemy has a 50% chance of placing a block buffs debuff for 2 turns. Block buffs is good, but it's only on one enemy. Sweeping Dismissal has a 75% chance of removing all buffs from all enemies, which I really like. This is going to be 100% chance if you max it out. And also has a 100% chance of placing Weaken on all enemies for 2 turns. So just removing all buffs is a big deal, and placing Weaken makes it even better. Master of Summons. So this ability I really like as well. Revives the dead ally with 50% HP and then fills the turn meter by 50%. Will then also place block debuffs on them for 2 turns. And she also has synergy, or he has synergy with Akatha Seared and Eros Soul Cage. We're not going to go over the synergy. The reason why this is one of my most wanted champions is not because I think that she's, or he, whatever, it's a good champion. Is because I really like the aesthetics of the champion. It looks like a legendary champion to me. We have Gorlos. We have Gorlos Helma, aka Carlos Helma. So his reviews are very good. Not a lot of people have him because there's very low amount of reviews done for him. He has really high base speed for an attacker, 99. His A1 ability attacks one enemy 2 times, and each hit fills his turn meter by 10%. If the target is under decreased defense, HP burn, or decreased accuracy. So decreased defense is pretty common for most runs anywhere in the game. Raging Hunger attacks all enemies, decreased defense right there. So you can use this ability first and then use his A1. So you don't need anybody else to place that decreased defense. Gnashing Fangs. He has 75% chance of placing HP burn debuff and a 50% decreased accuracy debuff for 3 turns. And he fills his turn meter by 20% if the attack is critical. So he's an attack type champion. So you're going to want to use build him with crit rate. So it's a very good synergy with his kit. And overall, he's a good champion. Increase ally attack and Doom Tower battles by 30%. Decreased accuracy, I think, is very underrated. It does wonders, man. Trust me. Even in arena, if you can hit that decreased accuracy first, you're going to be getting away from a lot of annoying debuffs. All right, coming in number 6, we have Bogoth. So to me, this guy looks like a Dark Souls style character, like an enemy. But that's besides the point. So a lot of people do have this champion. He is very good. I faced him in arena. I actually did not know his kit very well before, and I used to attack him constantly. And while I was doing that, he was healing his allies. So I wasn't really fighting very smart because I've been away from the game for a long time, but I am back now. So Festering Dynamo. Whenever this champion is attacked, he heals all allies by 50% of the damage received. So this is where I was messing up. He only heals 25% of the damage received from boss attacks, but that's okay. That's still decent healing. And he only receives half of the heal that other allies receive. And that is still okay as well. This guy is so tanky, man. All right, so his A1 is a triple hit, so it's going to be amazing for clan boss. It also has a 40% when maxed out chance of increasing the duration of a random debuff on the target by 1 turn. So he's kind of like a mini, he's a mini Vizier of Velis. Vizier of Velis does increase all debuffs. This guy has a chance to increase 1. But that's okay, man. That's okay. He's an epic champion. His A2 attacks all enemies. He has a 60% chance of placing a provoke debuff on all enemies for 1 turn. That's going to be 75% chance when you max them out. And he can also place decreased attack on the enemies that actually receive the provoke debuff. So that's going to be good for a lot of things in the game. And not only is he provoking them, he's also decreasing the attack. So that's going to be easier for him to survive. And then while he's provoking them, he's going to be healing his allies. So it's crazy good synergy. And then when he's attacked, he places a leech debuff on the attacker for 2 turns. And if the attacker's under a provoke debuff placed by this champion, so that's specific, He also has a 70% chance of increasing cooldown of random skill and attacker by 2 turns. It occurs once per attack. So if people don't know anything about this guy's kit, like I was doing, you're gonna have a hard time with him in arena. Also, universal aura skill increase ally accuracy in all battles by 40. Overall, he's a good champion. He's a bit slow, but that's fine, man. He's a tank. All right, we're back on the Shadow Confession. So we got Barangiri, if I said that correctly. Did I say that correctly? Barangiri looks cool. He looks like a Super Saiyan 3/blue from Dragon Ball Super. If you guys don't watch that, you guys probably don't know what I'm talking about. So his A1, he has a chance of placing a provoke. That's a 20%, but when you book it, it's going to be a 40% chance. Hope my math is correct. Bake Mono Charge. Is that Bake Mono or Bake Mono? I think it's Bake Mono or something like that. Attacks all enemies, has a 40% chance of placing stun. I like that, AoE stun. And that's going to be a 60% chance when he's maxed out. So there's going to be a good chance of placing that stun. And then Frightful Warcry ability. It's crazy good because he places Strengthen on all allies for 2 turns. Also places a shield buff for 2 turns on all allies with less than 50% HP. And the shield buff is equal to 15% of the target's max HP. And his passive ability heals himself by 50% of their max HP. 50% of his max HP whenever an ally or enemy dies. It's going to be hard to kill. He's probably going to be the last guy you kill if you ever face him. So obviously he's good to have and is annoying to go against. If you look at his reviews are very good. Easily 4.9 on everything. All right, number 8, we have Deacon Armstrong. I know a lot of people have Deacon Armstrong. I think I quit the game before he even came out. This support champion is amazing, and I don't even have to read all of his abilities. I'm just going to read this right here. I'm going to read all of his abilities, don't worry. Fills the turn meter of all allies by 15%, and then he decreases the turn meter of all enemies by 15%, and then he gets an extra turn. That to me already screams that this guy is going to be an amazing support. Look at his speed. He has 100 speed as well. Base speed is very good. So he has a double hit on his A1, and he can also place Leech. Not bad. Attacks all enemies, and he can place decreased defense on them. So that there is very good. That's actually very good for support. Yeah, an AoE decreased defense. AoE attack with a decreased defense is very good for support. Especially this time compression right here. And his aura skill increases ally speed in all battles by 19%, so universal. So not much else to say about him. He's very good. He's got crazy good reviews, 5 in Faction War. And yeah, this guy is crazy. I can't wait to get him, if I get him. All right, number 9, we have old Hermit Jarg. So the reason I really want this champion, not only because he's good, because I'm actually really struggling with the orcs faction wars. I don't really have a lot of good orcs. I thought I had a good orc until he turned out to be an Ogren. He turned out to be an Ogren, which is Rush the Mangler. This guy looks like an orc to me, and he turned out to be an Ogren. I can't even use him in the orcs faction wars. Yeah, so this guy, to me, I feel like this guy can carry a lot of weaker champions in faction wars. Because of this ability right here, Ghost Walk. So he revived 2 random allies with 60% HP, and then fills the turn meter by 40% and plays a perfect veil on them for 2 turns. So this guy's an amazing support for orcs. He's going to help a lot of people actually 3-star faction wars because of his revive ability. His A2 is also very good. He has places increased attack buff on all allies for 2 turns and fills the turn meter by 20%. He's very good at filling turn meter as well. So he's a very good champion. Yeah, he kind of has a basic kit, but it is very good. He's just amazing support. All right, so the last champion on my list is Farakan the Fat. Body shaming at his finest right here. Unless he calls himself Farakan the Fat. And his name is too close to a swear word, man. All right, so Farakan is one of those champions when I first saw them, I didn't really read his kit. I'm like, yo, this guy looks like a meme, man. Okay, anyways, let's keep going. So yeah, when I saw this guy's kit, I was like, this guy is amazing. Quite possibly might be my most wanted epic champion right now that's non-void. His A1 decreased defense on it. That's good on. That's like good on its own, man. A2 Brand of Shame attacks one enemy, has a 75% chance of placing HP burn and 5% poison debuffs for 2 turns. So he's got the poison and he's got the HP burn. Obviously he has the HP burn right here. Do you see that? This guy's tattoos, man. He's got a lot of scratches, man. Too busy Farakan, man. That was a bad joke. So beat down places an increased crit rate buff and increased crit damage buff on all allies except this champion for 3 turns. And then all allies except this champion will attack 1 target enemy because this guy, I guess he's too fat to bother. He's good, man. He's gonna force your champions to attack. Passive deflects 20% of all incoming damage champion receives onto all allies. This guy's hilarious. And the damage will spread equally across all allies. So guys, make sure you guys are not Farakan with the fat, okay? Yeah, so this guy to me is a good champion, man. A good champion. So he's one of my most wanted champions. All right, so that was my list of my top 10 most wanted epic champions that are non-void. And what do you guys think of my list? And do you guys have any of these champions? How do you feel about the champions that I've listed? That's going to be it for the video. Make sure you guys drop a like. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.
I'm Tyrone. I need everybody to subscribe to the homie Ali Al Plays. And that's non-negotiable either.